Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to WhatsMap, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very welcome. Right, it's Tuesday's request day. Today's map's requested by the creator and it's of a real life location, although it took me a little while to find the said real life location, because despite putting the real life location's name into Google, and I've got Google Earth and Google Earth Pro, couldn't find it. Then I did. I had inspiration as to where I thought it might be, zoomed into that area, and I found it with a slightly different spelling from what the creator's gone with. So we'll go with the creator's spelling, but I'll talk more about the alternate spelling as we do the flyover. Now, one thing to remember today, very important today, is...
it's my first map.
That's right. So we are going to be very kind in the comments today, because it's not the most experienced of creators and there's definitely things to talk about. But there are lots of interesting aspects as well, which are all positive things. But before we do any of that, I've got a little positive job for you. That's right, clicking that like button really to support the channel gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day. Thank you for your support. Today's map is Raneswaran by Xoss Dollar. Well, Xoss as I'm going to call them from now on because it looks like 3 S's. I can go with that one. So now we've agreed on Xoss as the name. Raneswaran. There's your start square. Like to see a little bit more land in the start square, which means we're moving the entire map up just a little bit. There's plenty of ocean up there that could be budged down a little bit, you know. Anyway, lots of flat land there, lots of resources. There's no argument about resources on this map. And if you happen to have Sunset Harbour, it's quite a nice looking, slightly different map. Just slightly. And I'm okay with that. Alright, okay, off to the workshop. What do we need? Well, Raneswaran vanilla map is not strictly vanilla. We've got network extensions too, and theme mixer too, because apparently they've had some problem with a white mess. Don't know what that white mess was. I didn't experience that myself. Plenty of discussion in the comments about the difference between vanilla and DLC and what counts as one and what counts as another, and I'll cover that one as we do some of the flyover as well. Now down to ground level, 100% vanilla apart from network extensions too, so expect a vanilla looking map. Let's get that out of the way. We're using the vanilla tropical theme and the realistic 1.2 LUT today. The first bridge, it's not perfectly aligned height wise, which looks a little bit awkward, but it does lead the question, how much could you two-tier two suspension bridges with before it starts looking silly or doesn't look enough? I'm just going to put that one out there because it's something I really haven't given any thought to. It's just, it popped into my head as I saw that one. I thought, yeah, it could do a little bit of work. Also some trees under the road. Again, if you're playing vanilla, you won't have anarchy and those trees will not show. I'm showing them because they happen to be there if you demolish the road and they're part of the tree count. Now, Raneswaran or Raneswaran, as the real life location is part of India, which I mentioned, finding it in India. My suspicion was India. And yeah, found it, and it is definitely taken its inspiration from that location, and it makes for a very interesting build. It's that link point between mainland India and Sri Lanka. Although it doesn't actually link, it's if you use Google Earth and zoom, I'm not going to do it today for you. Use Google Earth, zoom into that area, and you can see there's just a little tail of land that tries to connect the two, the mainland and the island of Sri Lanka. And Raneswaran, as we're going to call it, is on that link through, and it's quite interesting. We'll do a little factoid because why not? Why would we not? Hey. So right, so we covered that one. Now vanilla and base game and custom assets and all that sort of stuff. Right, for me, vanilla is anything that's retail. So you can have vanilla base game, which is base game with no workshop contents and no DLCs. Then you can have vanilla with DLCs, so it's vanilla, but it's not base game. You can have vanilla mass transit, the snowfall, vanilla, all the DLCs, but it's still, you're talking only ever non-workshop items. And then when you have workshop items coming in, then you are talking about non-vanilla. Now, even the vanilla maps are, here's our first intersection. Big and swooping, and given that we're using network extensions too, and there is, as you'll see in a moment, a little bit of network extensions too, I would suggest that maybe we could have done some better lane mathematics, because that's the whole benefit of having the extra lanes, the options. I mean, we do have, in a moment, you'll see, we do have 4 lanes right there. Just that little section. And there are a few little dotted little sections of 4 lanes. I think we could just done a little bit better with the lane mathematics on the map to make it justifiable to have network extensions too, which of course is something that we should be steering clear of anyway. It's mods that can cause games to break. We'll head down towards the start square, going around the lump, the hunchback of them. Yeah, the bit that I would like to see shoved a little bit more into the sea so he can get a little bit more land. We're heading off into that part of the map now. But yeah, it's so yes, in terms of, is it a vanilla map? Well, there are no custom assets apart from network extensions too, so it's very nearly. And the thing is, I don't really feel, because of the way that the lane mathematics has been done, it really, trees under the road, ignore them. We're playing vanilla. We won't see any of them. The because it's not really being used to its best, I'd suggest maybe the creator could go back, remove all the network extensions to roads, and just have it 100% vanilla. Just have 3 lanes running into 3 lanes, producing 3 lanes. You may as well, because there's not that much of a difference. There's your start square. Yeah, there's not that much of a difference to be had, to be fair. So yeah, I feel that we've broken one of the rules for no real major obvious gain. It's a shame. Anyway, big old bridge. Everybody loves a big old bridge. That's for the BonBonBingo players. Link is in the description as always. Grab yourself a bingo card for fun and play along. More trees underneath the roads there. Another swooping intersection here, and some more trees to ignore. But all told, I think the strength of this map, the strength of the map is it's an interesting location. So, and there are too few Indian. We've got quite a few European and American and various other places around the world. Yeah, well, India, massively populated, populous. Get the words out. Massively populated country. Going to be a lot of Cities Skylines players out there, and certainly aware. I've been chatting with a few of you over the years. You know who I'm talking about. I'm thinking of you immediately, Captain. You know who I'm talking about, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I'm aware of more. We'll get followed by the rail back now. Yeah, more than a few. Hang on, that seems to be struggling for water. Whatever that is struggling for water there. But yeah, plenty enough, and yet when I think Indian maps, the first couple of maps that spring to mind are those that were produced by Mr. Miyagi, famously an American living in Europe. So yeah, it's an oddity. It's an oddity that we don't see more. Now, I would like Xoss to keep practicing and keep working. We've got a junction here leading down to Start Square. It only breaks off in this angle as well. Plus, we've got a little bit of catenary chaos. Another one for the bingo players. Yeah, we've got a little bit of catenary chaos there. So what? And no option for the trains to head off in this direction. Again, maybe they don't. Maybe they don't. Did the trains really make their way all the way across to Sri Lanka? Now, that's one thing I need to possibly do a little bit more research on. It looks like I follow the road to a big old roundabout at the end, which is a viewing point. So in real life, I think it's got to be ferries. It's a long gap with lots of like dotted islands. I'm sure there's. Did I read about there being a crossing put in there? I may have done. I don't know. Or maybe going mad. Probably going mad. Anyway, heading down, we've got this little. I've forgotten the word. It's piddles. It'll come back to me in a moment. It's gone. We'll come back after this intermission.
Want to add a custom hedge maze to your park but don't have the time to build one? why not try BonBonB's modular hedge maze set? This guide will show you how to select and use the right units. Click the information button below.
Causeway. It's a causeway. I knew as soon as I stopped talking it would come back to me. Anyway, shipping routes. We've very nearly got a very, very nice set of shipping routes here. We've got a shipping triangle going on here, as you can see. Lovely split there. It's dead ends there. Now that defeats the object because we've got the ferries, we've got the harbours there. You can see that anything comes out from the harbour is going to join up with the nearest thing, and it's going to have to do a turn back. It's a bit of a mini fail. It'll work fine. It'll work fine, but you're going to have some sharp turning ships there anyway. There are ways of avoiding that. Water flow in the start square. We've got not too much going on here, but you can see we do already have pumping already here. Sorry, drawing in here. So that's where fresh water's coming from. And over here we've got the outflow, the sewage pumping out. Now I haven't tested it, but it looks a little worrying because there's no real water flow. Could the sewage creep around? Would the sewage peep? I don't know. I'm a little worried for that. I'm probably wrong. It's probably fine. But something to consider if you're going to play the map. Just keep an eye on that. That could be trouble. Okay, so we got this causeway down here and lots of wetland, which again would fit in very neatly with the actual real life location. This does look very tidal. It does look very, very tidal. And then we've got a lot of coastal. I'll tell you what, if you want to do a coastal build here, this is very, very interesting. Plenty of space down this side of the map to build. Like this little area here, because like I say, it looks very straight. Then we've got this little patch that comes out. And we have one tree on it, which makes me think this is actually deliberate. You know, looking at that, could that be a deliberate thing? I think it could be. Then over here we've got some more islands dotted around. Again, looking at these fit in with the real life location, and no drowned trees. We've got one little island there, which is the closest it gets to being a drowned tree. A little bit of farming going on. A ridge going down the backbone of the island with all the forestry on it. Plenty of space down this side to build, and plenty of space down the other side with the start square jutting out on the top as well. Now we do have this national road, which is of course the network extensions national road. This is the one thing that would be missing badly if we just got rid of network extensions 2 completely, because this is actually going to be cutting a fair amount of traffic away from your start square, going from side to side. So that's very nicely done. I'm going to give some credit for that. I can't give any credit for the next bit though. Okay, so we've got joins up with the highway there, but I can't give any credit for this bit because I'm afraid this has to count as a little bit of a fail. They probably didn't judge the clearance there. Even the donut van's going to have trouble getting through that. I'm not sure what's going on here, whether this is intended to be like tidal again. Maybe this is a tides mod map. I could just see everything getting flooded if you brought in the tides mod. Probably not use the tides mod on this one. Looks very low profile. Plenty of space up there to build as well. Isn't it very interesting shape, and I applaud the effort that's gone into that. And we got this little pre-built service area as well with the they've got the waste, we've got the power, which can't get its oil because we're not connected up just yet. 1 or 2 drowned trees down there by the sewage, but I'm sure the sewage is going to help them stay healthy. If you're going to go for a swim, go in the swim where there's sewage. Yeah, very healthy that. Anyway, just outside of the start square, because at least this is clear of trees here. It's the modern fire station by Bazco 81. It's a very lovely little thing, completely empty in the middle as well, and we'll have a look inside in a moment, but not before we've done factoids, because factoids. Right, so Raneswaran is a municipality in the Indian state of Tamil Nadu. It is on Pamban Island, separated from the mainland India by the Pamban channel, not canal, channel, and is about 40 kilometres from Mannar Island, Sri Lanka. Together with Varanasi, it is considered to be one of the holiest places in India to Hindus and is part of the Shah Dam pilgrimage. I apologise if I've got any of the pronunciations wrong there and have insulted any Hindus that are watching. I'm just doing my best. I'm a poor little supposedly Christian brought up boy. I'm not Christian. I'm not religious, so yeah, I respect you for your faith. Loving the detailing in here as well. Plus we've got the little for your fire demonstrations there and your open days, you know. All good. Or maybe it's just where the firemen actually cook their do a grilled sandwich. And I'm liking the little detail here. Like we've got the door, and on the outside we got the door. So a little bit of credit for that. Anyway, Modern Fire Station by Basco81. Today's asset of the day. Now, did anybody notice with that door? There's a hinge on both sides. Check the door handle. Go back, have a little look. Check the door handle. Sorry, I'm being picky. Anyway, what do you think of today's map? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Hit the I button now in the top right hand corner of your screen or the link in the description. It'll take you to the voting page where you can vote for free with a Facebook, Gmail, Apple or a Patreon account. But what do I think of today's map? Well, aesthetically, I think it's interesting. As vanilla maps go, it can be a lot better. But I think it falls into the it's interesting. I don't hate it. I really don't. I don't have a little heart for it, but I don't dislike it, and I think it's interesting. So we're going to go into 3 stars, but it has got to be at the lower end, I'm afraid. Detailing. So many little things to grumble about. I've got to go 2 stars. I'm sorry, Xoss. Middle 2. Sorry. More practice. It's experience. Experience will help. I think the map as a whole, though, looks pretty playable. Remember, Network Extensions 2 needs to be phased out, and you need to upgrade your workshop listing a little bit. But I think I'm gonna still credit you with a medium-low 3 stars. Raneswaran by Xoss. That is look, I like and I appreciate something just a bit different that isn't stupid as well. Goodness me, sometimes we get different and it's stupid. That is not stupid. That's just a first creator having a go at a map of a classical location. Classical. Anyway, we're near the end of the show now. Are you still here? If you are, you're part of the 20 and now elite. Use the words of the day in the comments to score yourself some population points just for fun. And I'll be back tomorrow with another map in the What's Map series. And yeah, just have a good day. Stay safe, stay warm, and I'll see you then. Have a good day.